Again, I welcome you to Post 49 of Watauga, Tennessee. Getting ready to start this meeting. So at this time, you post the colors advance. Stand, remove your covers. Okay.
Present arms. Order arms.
Ready to?
Right face. Forward march.
At this time, we'll ask our post chaplain to offer the invocation. Please uncover.
Almighty God, creator of all that has been, that is, and is still to come, be with us, we pray, as we meet as comrades and friends of the American Legion. Be with us as we meet our commitments as members of this great organization. Guide our hearts and our minds as we work together for you, our God, and our country. Amen.
Okay, at this time, we'll have a moment of silence for our POW MIA. A POW MIA empty chair is placed at all official meetings of the American Legion as a physical symbol of the thousands of American POW MIAs still unaccounted for from all the wars and conflicts involved in the United States of America. This is a reminder for all of us to spare no effort to secure and release of the American prisoner from captivity, the reparation of the remains of those who died bravely in defense of liberty, and a full accounting of those missing. Let us rededicate ourselves for this vital endeavor. Cover, say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now cover. Now we have the reading of the preamble. For God and country, we associate ourselves together for the following purposes: to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, to maintain law and order, to foster and perpetuate 100% Americanism, to preserve the memories and incidents of our association, all wars, to inculcate a sense of individual obligation to inflation, to combat the atrocity of both the classes and the masses, to promote peace, might, to promote peace, goodwill on earth, to safeguard and transmit to posterity the principles of justice, freedom, and democracy, to institute the sanctity of comradeship by our devotion of mutual helpfulness. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we're going to break for our meal. Need to ask our chaplain to bless the meal.
Almighty God, thank you for bringing all of our comrades here this evening together to work for you and for our nation through the American Red Cross, through the American Legion. Bless the food that we're about to receive, let it nurture our bodies and our minds, that we may do your work. Amen.
Thank you very much. Folks, we have, stay uncovered for our meal, please. We have drinks back here. We have sweet tea, unsweetened tea, lemonade, diet drinks, and sodas, if you're so careful. Our head table goes first. After this, our ladies will follow the head table. Enjoy your meal, folks. Thanks, sir.
You done good.
There you go.
stuff from last time. Got some roll on that.
Yeah, that's why he made it the roll call. Yeah. It'd be nice if you get, yeah, if you get half of it, I feel good.
Yes. one guy, he doesn't show up. He emailed back to me, but he shows up on the real life. And I said, I didn't know that. This is from the list that you sent me.
Yeah.
He's the first name on the list. And I screenshot it and I emailed it. So, I don't know. What do you do? You basically say, well, they put it on there. He prints it off. He sends it to us.
She has no dog in the fight.
And then you transfer the guy in, send it back to him, and then he said, "Oh, she said it's not
Hey, listen, just do it snail mail, so then you know the process. An email back.
well, no. Several others have said, they emailed stuff down there. Actually, things that we didn't get.
Well, all right, then we're down for a couple of weeks.
I'm suspicious.
I'm ready to be done for a while.
Because it's not just those two people.
Before I went to Knoxville,
Different people, different folks presenting stuff, he said, it's gotta be.
what about Sunday?
I get it.
That's all I need.
I got it.
It's well, actually, I need to go on the trip down to Tampa.
Every ad, I would go through and verify the information.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's,
That was a good picture.
I like it, I'll send it, and I did that.
yeah,
Before all squared
And I
away,
sent
brother.
another, the same.
yeah.
You're sharp on it. Our pants have gone
Some of it is, people just don't check email, right? It fills up.
a poor group of guys that didn't
I
do it.
think that it's thrilling a lot.
I've got a few ones that have been in office with me. So
Yeah. Well, Dave, Dave's told me, how many times he's not getting the top. So Dave, their name's on it. And I send it to him. He gets
It's all run together, ain't it?
I think
We'll go to Lexington on the 11th, so that actually. Really? Yeah. Folks for sale on the side road, and my guys was driving up and making deliveries and he saw it. So I got a car and went down and bought it, so. Got it, I mean, it's a heated buffet and hundreds of plates and all that stuff. for like $5.
Shoot.
Like, way cheap.
Yeah,
That shit
don't
was a
care.
few thousand. This was worth 1,000. You know, plates and everything.
Told my wife I was coming to post 49 a bill with my nephew here, so I want proof.
All right. Oh, you're from North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Oh, welcome, welcome.
wants proof.
Yeah. He's a Legionnaire from North Carolina. He's Kelly's uncle. Oh, yeah. He asked me last week, he's like, we already learned about him. You know? Yeah, why not? You done? Just wait whenever you're done. Almost. We did this day. All right.
Thank you. sit there. That's why she asked you to sit there. Money bag.
I'll take it. I'll come around and serve. You're welcome.
They probably still got some out there.
Oh, you got some. I'm just saying. Thank you. No, just like one women. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. My dad used to say that. It's what they say. Been there, done that. Too much like working.
Thank you very much.
Everything's good.
I'm learning quickly. You know, I think in our bylaw of the Constitution, before you become a commander, you should be in some service officer, or not service officer, in some office of the post for at least 2 years, and at least take basic training.
Give the commander
Part right there.
give the commander your thoughts on the basic training. It was
I
well
love it.
received.
I'm gonna
It was
tell you
good.
what, that was good. That's
We
one
need
of the-
more of that.
Listen, I'm gonna go online and do it because I learned so much
Okay, good.
according to the Folks, if you would, please take your seat. We're getting ready to start this meeting. Again, I want to thank you all for coming and joining us. It's been an honor to have you here. Welcome you back at any time. I hope you enjoyed the meal. We do have some to-go boxes, so they're $500 a piece if you'd like to have some. Okay. And at this time, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you our 1st District Commander, Mr. Todd McKinley. Give him a good hand.
Thank you, Kelly. I now declare the district meeting of the 1st District, Department of Tennessee, regularly convened. The district adjutant, Bud Davis, from Post 145, will come and take the roll, please.
Evening. I need to know how many commanders and guests are here from each post, please. So, stand up and salute, and I'll reply your salute. First post is 3, Kingsport.
Sir, post 3, Commander and 2 other members.
Thank you.
District Commander.
Thank you, Commander. Post 21, Rogersville.
2 members, post 21, the commander and myself as adjutant.
Roger. Thank you, Commander. Post 24, Johnson City.
We have 4 members present, commander, 2 vice commanders, and a member.
Thank you very much, Commander. That's 1 and 3. Post 25, Irwin. Post 41, Newport.
Post 41, 2 members present, the commander and the vice commander.
Thank you, Commander. Post 49, Elizabethton.
Post 49, Commander Green, have an adjutant present, sergeant at arms present. We have 15 total present.
Thank you, Commander. Yes. Post 52, Morristown. Post 61, Mountain City.
2 present, myself, the commander, and 1st vice, and National NEC at 1.
Thank you, Commander. Post 64, Greenville. Post 104, Sevierville.
2 present, sir.
Thank you, Commander. Post 113, Jefferson City. Post 145. I'm the only person, I'm first vice from Post 145. Commander had other obligations. Post 201, White Pine. Post 202, Gatlinburg. Post 253, Jonesboro.
Finance officer, 1 present.
Thank you. No commander? Okay. Post 255, Gray.
1 present, post adjutant.
So that was no commander. Okay. Yes, Commander. Roll calls be taken.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you, Bud. It looks like we got a little bit more than half of the posts from 1st District represented. I really appreciate you guys showing up here today and supporting this. Before we begin, I want to introduce the head table, and then we're going to go in through a little bit different process than we normally would at a other type of meeting, if you will. So starting with my far right, we have the Senior Vice Commander, Lanny Culver. All right, you ready, Commander? Next to him is our Commander, Larry Kersey. Starting to my far left, obviously we got Kelly Green, Post Commander 49. Thank you, sir. Next to him is NEC, our National Executive Committee member, Bob Hensley. Also, he's a former department commander as well. Do we have any other former department commanders here by chance? All right, thank you guys. We're going to forego the reading of the minutes and any committee reports. But does anybody have anybody who's on sick call right now? Anybody in your post who's sick or ill? Anybody that's in hospice care, anything like that? Anybody? Sorry, Lane. Go ahead.
I'd like for everyone to keep someone in their prayers. We recently lost someone that was very important to the Sons of the American Legion in the department. Past detachment commander and also past NEC with the Sons. Died suddenly on Halloween, so, Mr. Ed Wallace. So please keep Ed's family, his wife Pat, and family in your prayers. It was a real sudden loss, and it's going to hurt the detachment for sure.
Absolutely. Sir?
Post 21, we've got our service officer, Jerry Roth, been in and out of the VA now for about 6 months, and he's still in the VA again now with heart issues and several problems, so just remember him.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Anybody else?
Commander,
Kelly?
our oldest member of the post and most active for 34 years, Harry Stout, 93 years old, is battling cancer at this time.
Wow.
I was going to honor him tonight with a plaque, have our commander honor him, but he's not feeling well. But remember him in prayer. He's a really great guy.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Commander, sir?
Yes, we have George Miller. He's 64 continuous years in the American Legion. He's basically bedridden and housebound for about the last year. He's been a little prepared for the worst, but we'll just keep in our prayers.
Absolutely. Thank you, Commander. Anybody else for sick call, Mr. Commander?
Our finance officer, Larry Cybo, is going through a bunch of back issues right now. He's like, I think 86 years old, 87. And then Dick Dion, he's a past district commander in Marcos. He's not doing well too. He had a little stroke.
Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that. Appreciate it. Thank you, Commander. Anybody else for sick call? All right. So we're going to do this just a little bit different. I've got a few points I want to hit on really quick. And then I'm going to turn it over to our head table for them to speak. And then everybody else who has any sort of issues, we're going to go through the kind of the round robin round table, if you will. But if you don't mind really quick, yesterday we came up a little short on meeting our goal. We came up, instead of meeting 65%, we hit 63.39%. So that's close to our membership goal, but we were a little bit short on that one. So if you guys do get a chance to get out there and recruit some new members, some veterans that you may know that's maybe not members. At the same time, partner up with other veteran service organizations. Bud, for example, teams up with a number of VSOs up in Bristol and the Bluff City area. And of course, they try to cross-recruit, if you will. So that's one way to maybe get a few additional members, just something to think about. And as far as my post visits, I have one more post to visit, and it's Jonesboro. So we'll talk after this, sir, to get that on the books if I could. I really appreciate that. January 8th and 9th, we have our department midwinter conference. If no one's ever been to a midwinter conference, it's a little bit different than a convention, but I highly encourage every post to at least send some representation down there. If the commander perhaps can make it, maybe your adjutant or vice commander can make it, or maybe an up-and-coming member of your post would love to come down there and learn a little bit more about the Legion. We'd love to have you guys down there, January 8th and 9th for the midwinter conference. January 29th is our first district oratorical contest. Of course, Post 52 is not here in Morristown, but that's where it's going to be held at Post 52. They do a pretty good job at hosting the oratorical competitions. So January 29th will be the first district oratorical competition in Morristown. Also, February 26th, the East Tennessee Division oratorical contest also will be at Post 52 down in Morristown. So hopefully you guys can support that. If you have people from your local high schools, reach out. I'm sure that they're probably already aware. But we'd love to have you guys send some representation down there and support that. I know Commander Lazan out of 24, they're going to host a actual post-oratorical competition coming up in the next couple months as well. May 14th, 1 p.m. will be the first district convention at Post 104 in Sevierville. And speaking of Post 104, Adjutant James McLaughlin, he has submitted his resolution to run for district commander next year at that actual convention. So James, if you would stand up and let everybody know who you are and why you're running for the position, sir. Could you tell everybody why you're running for the position, sir? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. And, Commander?
James comes highly recommended by the commander of this post. If you know it by accident, I'm going to have to share it with you. You'll do a great job.
And if his recommendation will hurt his candidacy, he's retracting that, just so you know. All right. The next order will be July 2nd and 3rd is our department convention. So if you come down to midwinter, don't think that the convention is going to be actually the same way. You got to experience both of those things. So you're going to have to come out for the department convention as well. And that's whenever we will vote for our division commanders and our district commanders as well during that time. Another thing, if you haven't done any background checks from your post for programs that deal with children and youth, that is something you guys need to do. I know Dean set out information left and right. I know I forward that on to everybody whenever it comes out. But background checks for anybody dealing with children and youth in these different programs, whether it's, say, baseball, for example, whether it's a scouting program. We got to make sure that we're not putting somebody in a situation that shouldn't be in those situations, dealing with the youth in our communities. So, again, background checks is something that's very important, and that's a national resolution that was passed in 2020, I do believe. So ensure that you guys are taking care of that, okay? Let's see, next thing, Post 104 Sevierville, Post 145 Bristol, Post 253 Jonesboro. I know it went a little faster. Let me reiterate that. Post 104 Sevierville, Post 145 Bristol, Post 253 Jonesboro. Right now, the department is tracking that you guys do not have a service officer assigned, and I know you're working on that one for sure. And I appreciate that one. That's something that I know you approached me about it and Robert as well. And so that's something that you're working on actively. So if you guys don't have a post office certified, take a look at that and try to get somebody in that position. It's very, very important that we have that. Also, probably one of the most important, as NAC Hensley just said. And here's something that's coming from the department and also coming from me, if you could. Look at your Constitution and bylaws. If you haven't, what am I trying to say? If you haven't actually updated them in the past, say, 10 years, 5 years, please try to do so by the department convention. And I say, if you haven't done it in the last 5 years, because a lot of the verbiage has changed from the national level, take a look at that and update your Constitution and bylaws, because a lot of things has changed. With regards to the people who are allowed to join the Legion, and also whenever we say in all wars. So that's changed as well in the past number of years. So take a look at your Constitution bylaws. Also, do me a favor and check your email addresses. And I know, Adjutant, you've done a heck of a good job letting me know every time I do a little check on contact information. I appreciate it. But take a look at TennesseeLegion.org, and under district and division forms and resources, you'll see 2021, 2022 post information by district. And, of course, that's the most recent update is November 5th. Look on there, see if your phone numbers and your emails are correct, because I'm getting a lot of emails that are getting kicked back, saying that, the person, either their email is full or, the person doesn't even have an email account, which obviously we know that these people do. So just double check your post officers, your commander, your adjutants, your VSOs, and at the same time, if your post has an email address, put that in there as well, and a phone number. I know everybody doesn't necessarily have a post home, but that's just something to think about. Before I ask the commanders and the senior vice and the NAC to come up and speak, I want to do something really quick here, if I could. and give a certificate to Post 49. It says, certificate of appreciation is given to Post 49, Elizabethton, Tennessee. The American Legion Department of Tennessee 1st District wishes to express our sincere appreciation for the outstanding way your post hosted the 1st District meeting on November 16, 2021. Your post's unique abilities, coupled with your superb attitude and professionalism, provided Legionnaires the needed venue for this important meeting to be better equipped to serve their post, their community, state, and nation. And I also got one for you as well as Commander Kelly Green. So if you want to take these really quick, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. I know my ramblings is done here, but if I could introduce to you, our NEC, former department commander, Bob Hensley. He's got some good updates for us, sir.
The commander said I had about 45 minutes to speak. 4 or 5 minutes. I'm sorry. That's basically. I just have a couple of things from the national level. Our national commander's theme this year is "No Veteran Left Behind," and part of that, most of that, involves suicide. And depending on who you talk with, 18 to 22. I think the latest numbers from 2019 in the VA say 18, but one is too many. But the commander, the national commander, Paul Dillard, wants to ensure that we have no veteran left behind, that no suicides. And of course, we know that that's almost an impossibility. We know that not only are folks committing suicide as we speak, but there are those who are contemplating it. And that leads into the other part of what Leave No Veteran Behind means, and that is buddy checks. What does buddy check mean for us? Well, several years ago, the American Legion passed that resolution for us to officially do buddy checks twice a year. In March, during the American Legion Birthday Week, and the week of the Veterans Day, which was just last week. So, what does that mean for us? That means that we should call all of our members in our post. And what does that usually mean? We get a little team together down to the post here. We make phone calls. We go knock on doors for those that we know are incapacitated to check on the welfare of our members. And if you know any veterans that might not be members of our post, then we need to check on them too. But should we stop at twice a year? Absolutely not. We should be doing buddy checks every day. We don't call our members just to say, hey, you're going to pay your dues? Okay? You call a check on them. If you haven't seen a member that's been coming to your post regularly and he didn't show up for the last couple of meetings and you haven't checked on him, shouldn't you check on him? Somebody should, make that note. We should be, as a post, every one of us that are members of this post should be calling those who are not here tonight. Are you okay? How are you doing? Anything we can do to help? Because chances are most of them are going to need something. They're going to need transportation to the VA. They're going to need transportation to the doctor. They're going to need meds. They're going to need food on the table. They can't get to the grocery store. Little help. But we should be doing that every day. Buddy checks. Along with that, the national commander has reinforced just within weeks ago on the Hill a bill that is in Congress right now that will force the VA to do buddy checks. Well, what does that mean with the VA? That means that everyone that is signed up in the VA will be required to check on those members who are signed up at least once a month, if that bill passes. And it looks like it's headed that way from the Senate to the House, not the other way around this time. And if it passes the House, which it should, go to the President for signature. Those are just two of the most important things that we should be talking about and working and doing on a daily basis. And that comes straight down from our national commander. And not only is he concerned about it, but we should be concerned about it, just as individual American Legion members and veterans. What was that saying we had in the military? I've got your six. Guys, ladies, we've still got your six. Thank you.
Thank you, N.C. Hensley. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. While we have them out here real quick, can we give Command Sergeant Major Dill and Sergeant Major Ott a round of applause? Or actually, I got that flipped around. It's CSM Dill, or CSM Ott, and Sergeant Major Dill. Sorry about that. But hey, two E9s right there doing great things in our community. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now I'd like to bring to the podium our Senior Vice Commander, Lanny Culver, and actually the first Senior Vice in Department history. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And I'm not much one for the podium, guys.
Neither am I.
I'm used to being down in the trenches fighting the battles with you guys, so I'm not real big on being up there and looking down on you, okay? I'm pretty tall, so I can do that without being on the stage. That's great. Real good stuff. I really like it, but I like a little more personal contact with people. First of all, I want to thank all of you for coming out tonight, and I thank this kid in the back here too. You know, the most valuable asset that you have is not your home or your car or your bank account. The most valuable thing that you can give is your time. Because once you give that time, you don't ever get it back. And my good friend that I mentioned, Ed Wallace, he gave an awful lot of his time. And now he has a little more time to give. Right? So I want to thank you all for taking the time and coming out here to be a part of this and to hear what we have to say. And whenever members do something like that, like coming out and hear what we say, the guys in, with the white hats really say they're drinking the Kool-Aid. Right? And the first district is drinking the Kool-Aid. But guys, you got 10 folks here and 33 legionnaires here and a whole bunch of kids and stuff. And look, you're doing great. That's fantastic. I'm from the West, and a lot of you don't know me. Now, I did meet some of you last year in April. We came up through the East and did a lot of the district conventions, which is where your district commanders get elected. And that's where Todd got his election over at Rossville. Okay, Rogersville, I'm sorry, Rogersville. All right, so, and I met a few more of you guys when we went up to Bristol for the commander's tour. But there's a lot of you that I didn't meet tonight. And I do try to give everybody my card when I'm meeting, but I didn't get around to everybody because you all came to me so quick, So if you didn't get one, I apologize for that, and I'll be glad to give you one after the meeting. But anyway, I'm from the West. I'm from a little town called Lexington. My post is in a little podunky thing called Scotts Hill. We have one four-way stop, and then there's another stop sign where the highway comes into that main street, and that's what we've got, okay? But in that community, no bigger than it is, we're an all-time high. Last year before, 154 members. All right, so, and we don't have a building. We made it a restaurant. We'd rather spend our money on programs and things like that, and our time doing programs instead of building and maintaining and all that. So it's nice that you've got a nice post home. I really like it. I understand it's an old school building. Technology is a wonderful thing. When I was in the Air Force in the late 70s and early 80s, I was in base supply. Same AFSC as my buddy Todd Hensley up here, both supply units. Inventory management specialist. But anyway, we had a big computer that would probably be about in a room of this size. And it doesn't work. And a real good example of that is the new mileage. Right now, it's not working. Not like it should, not like the old one did. You know, and it's really refreshing to me to hear all of you guys griping because the mileage is not working. You know, why do I like that? Because I remember when we were trying to get y'all to use mileage in the first place. Nobody wanted to do it. They wanted the old green dot matrix printer page, and when that machine breaks in headquarters, you'll never see that thing again. You're never going to replace that printer. But we couldn't get anybody to do it. And see, I was a commander for a couple of years, and then I was an adjutant for 4 years, and I was just like the rest of them. I didn't want to do it either. Now I'm just like the rest of them. This all isn't working right. All right, so what I'm going to get to next in this is talking about your goals. You failed to make 65% by a very small number, okay? Well, I have a membership report from November the 2nd. It's the most recent one I've got. And on that report, it shows 11 new members for this district and 3 transfers. And that is not correct. And we know that is not correct. Okay? So you maybe did make your goal. You probably did make your goal. Now, the commander and I worked together a little bit on the goals, and Todd gave me some suggestions and some history of the goals and the membership for the post. And then I got the numbers together and worked them up for everybody because I was in business and I'm a numbers guy. All right? And I tried to set the goals with very few exceptions at or within 1 or 2 members up or down at where you finished last year. Now, some of the bigger posts in the bigger cities, you know, like Knoxville or Kingsport, some of the bigger cities, I actually wanted them to reach a little bit more. I may have added 30 or 50 or so to what they did last year because there were so many post-2000 members there. So we did another thing that we're also complaining about heavily, the national. The national commander agreed to allow us to count transfers that are paid for 2022 against your membership goals immediately. So that, you know, I set the goal where you ended up, and then I gave you a trump card of the transfers to be able to get you to your goal. Because, see, in business, I handle a sales organization that covers 4 states. And I had sales people. And I had to set goals for those people. And I learned that you don't want to set a goal where it's not attainable. Because if you do that, they won't try. They'll get their little paycheck and go home and think you're a bughead, you know, trying to make them do something. So I tried to set your goals where they are attainable, where they are really right close to where you ended up. Some cases maybe even a couple members less than where you ended up last year. And it's really upsetting to us to see that we cannot get that done as far as getting credit for those 2022 transfers. And if you transfer somebody that's last paid in 2021, then when you pay your post, you get credit for them immediately. So it will all get straightened out. So if some of you are kind of close, I know one post was 80-something%, you're probably a lot higher than that. Okay? And you might also notice, if you go to TennesseeLegion.org, the last time the membership statistics were updated was October 22nd. And the reason for that is I made a little visit to the adjunt's office and discussed it with him and proved to him that it wasn't reflecting proper numbers. So rather than put inaccurate numbers out for all of you to see, he's not changing it. All right? So we know you're doing good. We know that people are out there working. I don't want that to discourage you from getting those transfers. I kind of made
technology, it's great. And this phone right here, it does texting and it does emails and all that. But I dare say half the people in this room, if they have an email address, have looked at it in a couple of weeks. So technology is great if it works. But you can't rely on technology when you have people that aren't using it. Now, the Department Executive Committee, we can communicate back and forth with email and text because we do it every day, all right? We still have monthly meetings on Zoom, all right? But don't count on that to help you run your post. Don't count on that technology. I had a district commander and he had a problem with post. I said, well, what did they say to you when you talked to them? He said, well, I haven't talked to them. So what do you mean? He didn't answer your call. Did you leave him a message? Did he call you back? No, I sent him some emails. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that you sent them some emails. I want personal contact. I want the district commanders to get on the phone and tell the post, each one of them, you've only got 17. You know, back when I was district commander and when Commander Kirsten was the district commander, I had 22 posts. Well, I closed one, so we ended up with 21. But we had to visit every one of them twice a year.
Yep.
And still deal with posts that have problems and still deal with their own posts. So, I don't want to hear I sent them an email. And I know a lot of people on your rosters and a lot of these post-2000 transfers do not have phone numbers on the record. Well, there's a couple of websites I can give you. One of them is That's Them. That's Them. The other one is YP, is White Papers. That'll give you 50%, maybe 60% of the phone numbers that you don't have, and they'll be active. That's Them. Well, a lot of times they even give you an email address. But you know, a lot of these people, when they're joining, they'll join online, but they'll use their daughter will do it for them, or their grandson will do it for them, and they'll use their email address. So don't rely on that. You know, when my dad was in the Legion, I was raised that way. When I was a kid, he was the post commander, post 6 in Corinth, Mississippi, and he was the district commander, and he ended up being the national sergeant at arms before he passed away. But on his hat, he had a couple of little metal, little 1-inch, little, like campaign buttons. It said, "Go get her 65." And the other one said, "Go get her 66." And I'm like, my dad, he's a go-getter. He must be really doing the job, No. Back in those days, most people didn't have a telephone, so they had go-getters to go get the news. And these were the go-getters for the so, there's something to say for having a go-getter in your post. So, anyway, that's just a little bit of history right there. And people ask me, they say, well, what's the secret? My brother, he's a post commander, post 12 in Jackson. He was raised in the Legion just like I was. Well, what's the secret to being successful? The secret to being successful in the post is to be active. All right? See if I can remember. The national commander had this thing he was saying. He said, the post can be as successful as the town they're in lets them be.
Right.
And the town will let the post be as successful as they want to be. Okay? So it's up to you to do. All right? Now, I want you to also understand it's very difficult to convince people to join your post or, to join like a new member or transfer if you don't know anything about it. Okay? You've got to know something about the Legion and its history and what it's done. opportunity to go to a district meeting, or the midwinter conference, or the department convention, or the national convention, or if you get the time to go to basic training classes, do it. Go get a drink of the Kool-Aid. How many people here have done the online version of basic training? All right. How many people here have attended in-person training? Okay. All right. The online version is fine. I go so far back that my first American Legion Extension Institute was oral book paperback. You did the book, you took the test, you mailed your test off, or faxed it up to headquarters. They scored and sent you your certificate. Then I did the online version. Online version is okay, you can learn a lot, but it's kind of like reading somebody's good notes. So if you want a good drink of a good Kool-Aid, you got to go get training in person. The first thing you did in the military was you went to basic training. Then after you did basic training, if you were in the Air Force, you went to technical school. Right? And I'm sure you had advanced infantry training and all this kind of stuff, where you learn your job. And then throughout your career in the military, you were constantly being trained. Constantly being trained. So all of you guys that have gone to basic training, either in person or online, look, go again. I did the paperback ones, I did the online ones, I've been to 7 in-person basic training classes, including one time in East Ridge and one in Huntington. I've been to the department, Legion College, 3 times, the very first one we had and the last 2 we've had because the curriculum changed. Back then they were telling me about how to use my Legion. And I've been to the National American Legion College. So training is very important. To sell somebody on joining the Legion and giving their most valuable asset, their time, you got to know something about it. Right? Now look, I remember a time a few years ago, there were 2 people that were trying to get the one slot that Tennessee had for National American Legion College. There was a West Tennessee vice commander, and there was another guy that had been a district commander. You have to be interviewed for that. Well, they were being interviewed, and the person asked those 2 guys individually, name the 4 pillars of the American Legion. They didn't know it. They didn't have the advantage of the basic training we have at the Tennessee Legion College or anything like that. But they didn't know that. Right? So look, if you don't come away from here tonight with anything else other than the 4 pillars, I want you to leave with the 4 pillars, and I'm going to tell you how to remember them. So other than Commander Kersey up there, who else in here is a Navy guy? Navy? All right, so I'm going to make it easy for everybody, but it's really easy for those guys. Navy, N. Strong national defense. A. Americanism. B. Veterans and rehabilitation. Y. Children and youth. That's right, actually. Children and youth. All right. Navy makes it easy to remember. Now look, I don't know all the programs within each one of those pillars, but if you don't know the 4 pillars that the Legion's founded on, how can you possibly convince anybody to join this program, this organization? How can you do that? All right, so I want you to know, there's loads of different programs out there. And I'm going to throw a challenge out to every one of the post commanders in here tonight, or actually just the post representative, okay? There's a lot of programs you do that don't cost anything. You can recognize your firefighter of the year. You can recognize your law enforcement of the year. You can recognize your EP of the year. You can spend $60 and get 2 sets of medals to go for an ROTC cadet. ROTC cadets, okay? But I challenge every one of you to find one program
Thank you, Senior Vice, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you. I do have a couple of alibis. Wayne Belk, our East Tennessee Vice Commander, he couldn't be here, so we're going to call him out on sick call. I know he's watching right now. He had a car wreck a couple of days ago, or a couple of weeks ago, so he's a little banged up, couldn't make the trip. So Wayne, get better soon so we can see you down there at Midwinter. Appreciate you. And also Pat Campbell for her cooking and the fact, and a nice shout out to Zion Baptist Church for allowing us to use their ovens to cook the meal. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And on what the Senior Vice talked about as far as membership is concerned, we do have a technology. There is an app that you can download, the Legion app, which can help you whenever you're out trying to recruit folks as well. So there's something to think about. And before the commander comes up here, I'm going to pass this around. If you guys could fill this up, if at all possible. We're going to kind of split the loot, if you will. Some of it's going to go back with the department for the convention, for the door prizes and so on. And some of it's going to stay here at the post to support that program that was just here. Without further ado, we have our department commander, Larry Kersey. Sir, thank you and welcome.
Thank you. I'm not going to report you. I'm sorry, I'm just like Lanny. I'd rather get out here with everybody. Give me just a second here, please, sir.
Got bad knees.
No, I'm supposed to be in the my dad always told me, he said, if you look at somebody and not when you're talking to them, they're not lying, they're running back. And, that's the story. So, that's my dad. You know, it's kind of hard to follow these gentlemen with anything else to say. They pretty much covered a lot of the stuff that I was going to get into and then I stand for. And my year conclusion was in this year. If you look at my pen, maybe once you have it on from your hands or whatever, it's an Navy man, of course, it's like Popeye. But on that, I've got 3 goals I want to meet this year. And I'm trying to get through, which is communication, education, cooperation. That's been, as I've traveled across the state, last many years here, those has been a great thing. We've kind of gone backwards a little bit. And I kind of got tired of hearing, well, this is how we've always done it. Like Lana says, you know, personal communication, personal contact. We kind of gotten away from all that. We need to learn to communicate with each other better. Not only membership from the members, but from post leadership, down to the membership, all the way up to the board. In the department, we have a chain of command. And that's very crucial to get pertinent information up and then back down. You know that, you get in the military, you know how that works. But on with that, I'm trying to encourage folks in the district to work with each post, communicate with the commanders. How many commanders we got in? Post commanders. Commanders, I expect you can have his name, his post, and his name on each side. Vice versa. Communicate with each other, learn to work together. If you have a problem, maybe this post has done something that's brought them out of that same problem that you made in fact. Without good communication, the whole system falls apart. We know that very well. Without good education, we have nothing. Okay, we all went to technical school, like Lenny was saying. When we was in boot camp, we had to learn our job. When we come out to civilian life, we had to learn our job. And we get some education from I've said up there, well, I've said up there, and we was talking about personal contact. There's another little book pamphlet online that you can, on the resources that you can download. It's called Post-Development and Revitalization. If you want to see where your post stands in your community, which I encourage you to check this out, get with your membership or your executive committee, and go through, download this, and go through, answer honestly. Don't worry about anything, just answer it honestly. Because if you don't answer it honestly, you're not going to help yourself at all. What this does, it gives you an evaluation of your post. Where are you doing in your community? How valuable are you to your community? Okay? Answer these questions very honestly. It'll score you. When you answer it, it'll score you from a certain point. And it tells you what you're doing here, whether you're, how you're rated. Okay? You rate yourself there. I encourage you to do this. Not only that, but I encourage you to also use, which came out a few years ago, which we were really trying to stress, was the 5-year strategic plan. You can download that. There's a post 5-year strategic plan. You can download it off of DesiLeads.org under post resources. All you have to do is go where that's at on the sidebar. Do that and don't just get discouraged. That's designed to check every year and see where you're at. How far you come to meet these goals that you've set for yourself. If you don't get that going in the timeline, don't get discouraged. Just redo it. Keep going forward. Reset your goal. Here's a couple things here I was noticing out there. Just a little correction here for some of you people. We're not in the VFW. Okay? We don't salute what we say to pledge. Okay? And there are certain times that we're going to cover one of the meal time. This always stays up. And you pray. And inside. Over your heart. Okay? That's just a few things I saw people wasn't too sure about. That helped maybe straighten some of that out for everybody. But there is a cap etiquette that we set to, and a lot of people I know were doing those, probably VFW also, when we get confused. Sometimes we got to watch that, because we do one way and they do another way. That's just kind of a little pet peeve of mine, I guess. I know the district commander has checked his in on oratorical. How many people been into their high schools, got with their counselors for them to bring getting into the high school? You know, good at that in high school. It's good.
That's because I've been to high school.
Oh. Well, I encourage you to make a good relationship with your local school counselors, because they'll bring it to you. And, you know, that little bit of money that they win might go a long ways toward their scholarship, you know, they're getting into college. Those are our future leaders, I would say. Just like these from your post, to come to the midwinter, and go through whatever class there would be an agenda set out there. You say, hey, I want you to go to this class and bring back the information to us. Pay your gas, 36 cents a mile, give 36 cents a mile. There, pay the registration, whatever, pay for a night, whatever, for the class. It's well worth it. Well, made a lot of good contacts up there too. You get to know who you are. Then you can discuss what you're supposed to do and give them an example. Maybe that'll help them down the road. Just never know. Sorry, I've got a few notes here. National Commander, his main goal this year also besides the buddy check program. And I agree with him. One better is too many. But when you make that budget check, I want to reiterate this real quick because we need to really take hold of this. I feel very strongly about myself. When you make a budget check, you may find something that somebody has almost decided to do, and maybe they take the buy. Maybe you can talk to them long enough to get where you get some good help for them. Give that 1 hour, give that 1 day. We get some good help to them then. That's all we ask to do. Budget check. That also makes it a post member that has not been there in a while. Maybe he does not drive tonight. Gives you a chance to say, hey, I'm going to go out and pick it up and bring it home. Keep your post members in the loop on what's going on. Makes them feel valuable. Like they're still part of you, whether they can make it out or not. They may be not able to get out at all. But at least they're members and you get to keep them updated. Make them feel valuable. Another part. New members. When you get a new member in, what do? How do you make them feel when they come in? Say, have them stand up and give their name and what they did, and that's it. First thing you need to do, find out what they like. Assign a mentor to them. Find out what they like doing, what interested they are. That's how you're going to retain them. Otherwise, you're going to done. Make sure you make them feel special. I mean, when I joined the first time, my post in Indiana, it was high on our jersey, ex-Navy, I did this, I was snipe, machine bank, and that was it. No answers, but I pushed myself in there to get doing something. Nobody took me by the hand, which we should be doing. So those are your future leaders of the post. Every one of you officers should be mentoring somebody to take your place. No answers left. I wish I could mandate every post before you become a post officer that you go to basic training to qualify you to be an officer. It'd be more effective. You'd be more effective for your post. You'd be more effective for your community. I want to see every post in their community be the first resource that the community has to rely on. Say, we know we go, then they're going to help us out, they're going to do what we ask and do and service. Remember, we're still in service of our community and our veterans. First and utmost. So, what we're going to do, we're going to try to educate ourselves, right? So we know how to handle it and work effectively. We're going to learn to communicate better. We're going to learn to cooperate with each other. I want to see the whole state cooperate. East, middle, west, we're all one. We're all better. We're all here for the same purpose. That's service. So, that being said, I want to thank you, Post 49, for having us here tonight.
very much, Commander. I appreciate it. So out of the money we just raised, we raised $197. $140 that's going to be going back to the department for convention to be used for door prizes and so forth. So if I give you that, Commander, it's $140.
Why don't you give Dean when he comes? Oh, you'll take it.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. All right, so without further ado, folks, this is the time where we're going to open the floor up. So if anybody has any issues, any gripes, complaints, or anything that we're doing positive, or maybe you have some issues that you're just trying to work through, maybe you're trying to figure that out, maybe somebody outside here has the answer, maybe these gentlemen have the answer, maybe not. But we're going to try to work through that together. But what I'd like for you not to do is make this a personal attack on anybody. Let's keep it professional and above board. And let's talk about issues that the Legion has. Let's try to make this a better organization for the community, state, and nation. Let's talk about post issues, district issues, division, and department issues, if we could. So the floor is open. Anybody who would like to go first, by all means.
We're taking notes, believe me.
Sir, please, stand up and identify yourself if you don't mind, so we can get back to you with an answer, sir.
Do we have any kind of an ETA on when my Legion is going to start halfway functioning? I mean, I go into it sometimes and it seems to be okay. Next time I go into it, it's lost all the information that I had previously put in.
Okay.
I'm really getting, the old system was simple and it worked.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it's taking so darn long for this thing to get fixed.
Right.
We could,
They actually scrap the damn thing and start all over again.
we concur with you on that. It's been a pain. I know Adjutant Tuttle is working very hard, and any questions that come out that we're having problems with, he goes right to national and gets them working on it as soon as he can.
James Gray.
Yes, he is.
Yes, sir.
Yes, he is. But remember one thing, he's not in the chain of command, gentlemen and ladies. Okay? I did mean to stress that tonight, I'm sorry. Your chain of command is your post commander, your district commander, your vice commander, your division vice commander, then to Lanny, and then comes to me, and me and Lanny will work on it if we can't get it done anywhere else. But please, this really alleviates him to take care of other things that he needs to be taken administratively that he needs to take care of also. But I'm not saying don't call him, but try to go through your chain of command first.
Right.
Okay.
To speak to your question, also, the rollout of this thing was delayed quite a bit from when it was supposed to be delayed. And wouldn't you know that the guy that did all this, as soon as he released it, quit. Okay? Because he knew he had a cluster. All right? I don't want to sit up here and tell you, oh yeah, in 30 days it's going to be fantastic, because when we find one problem we fix, we find 2 or 3 other things that have come up. And I'm going to tell you, you imagine the problem, and we're having it somewhere in this state. Some one of the 174 posts is having a problem, and a lot of them are having the same problems. And, I talked to a guy earlier, and he's talking about if he tries to change his password, then he just loses everything.
Yeah.
And I know. And I feel you. I feel it. We feel the frustration.
I retired from the VA, and when the VA went from typewriters to the first computer system, they tried for years and years and years, and it didn't work. So they scrapped it and started all over again. Maybe we might need to do that with my Legion.
Tuttle tells the story about they basically went and got a program off of the shelf and tried to make it fit us instead of getting a program written for us. It would have cost so much to write down, get the software guys to write it and all that. Well, how much do they think this has cost us? How much damage has it done to the morale of the people that we do have in the post that are trying to do the job?
Right.
And we understand it. We feel the frustration, but as far as a timeline,
Okay, give it.
brother, I don't know, man.
Yep.
I just don't know.
We're
But
not-
look, don't give up on it.
We're not the only department, okay? Believe me, we went to national, and we're hearing the same thing from national. I've heard it at fall meetings this last year from commanders of the departments and adjutants. We're not the only ones, so we're not alone.
About 10% of the posts in the department seem to have lost about 5 or 6 years of record, because the adjutant on record, they went back about 5 or 6 years, and that's where they were sending it. I've got a post over 118, I believe it is, in Milan, Tennessee, and 5 or 6 years ago, they had an adjutant that was stealing their money. Well, the post used Milan address ended up being that adjutant's address. Fortunately, she didn't live there anymore, but we had a guy who was paid up for life, had 49 years on his card last year. He's the district commander. This year, when he got his card, it said 44 and not 50. Brother, you name the problem, we're having it. Please, hang in there, do the best you can. Don't give up on us. Because we need the ones we've got.
You know, we don't have just one person in IT at national headquarters working on this. We've got a team up there they're constantly getting different problems every day, and they're fixing problems every day. But it seems like every one they fix, a new one crops up. But it's not just one person, and it seems like it's been 7 months since they rolled this thing out, and they are having problems, and they're feeling the same frustration that we are. Only they're probably using different language than we are too.
Do me a favor, you adjutants, when you get your post data sheets that send out to you, especially for your post, make sure all that information is filled out properly and send it right back. Same way, if you're changing hands with officers, make sure that's updated. Get that post officers updated, okay? Every time you change hands. It's very crucial. This way we can kind of mitigate some of the problems that we're having to be able to contact people with, okay? It's very important, so.
Also along with that, if you send something to the department, copy your district commander.
Yeah, please.
Because we've only got 2 people up there.
Right.
All right? Things happen.
Yep.
We get lists of issues, and he will know if you've sent in your post officers or not. Always copy your chain of command so that we can help back you up and eliminate some problems. But just hang in there and don't give up on it.
Absolutely, yeah. Sometimes you get those emails that maybe Dean will send you, and you've seen it, it's been back and forth maybe several times, and you got to go back and read. It's like, what the heck's going on here? And by the time you get to the end of it, it's like, oh, it's been resolved. And you're like, oh,
See, we're courtesy copied on it too, is what we need to be done. It
Right.
goes to him, and courtesy copy, he's gonna courtesy copy Lanny and me, wherever anything goes. So we're aware of things that's going on.
Absolutely. Who's next? Anybody? Brian, sir, Commander.
If I could, just a couple of things about the Region meeting. One thing I think we have to keep in mind is we have a benefit of being on the East Coast, all right? If you're gonna do something in my region, do it before noon. Because what happens in noon? Texas jumps in, California jumps in, and the whole damn system is gonna crash because everybody's running in the same time. So we found that if you get it done in the morning, even if you have to do it from your house, you can get in, and we don't have to get through a problem. So I can say they do a problem. So think about doing your business in the morning before noon. The other thing is, consider the source of your internet service, okay? We've always had Comcast at our post. We've never had a problem with Comcast. If you switch recently, that may or may not have something to do. It could be something on the telephone line right outside your building. So again, it may be something you call them up and ask them, hey, I need you to come out and check on the line. Or they can do it electronically from wherever their station and see if there's a problem with your line. When it rained, we used to have problems. Well, the guy came out, came back in with a roll of duct tape, he said, I think I fixed the problem. So again, it's some of those kinds of things. Now, I do appreciate that the commander and vice commander send letters out to those in post 2000. And I've seen the letters where you invite them and you tell them, listen, you live in Johnson City, you need to go get hooked up with post 24. And like we said a few years ago, or at least I said a couple of years ago, when Dean came in with a stack of papers saying, these are all members of post 2000. He smiled, that's exactly what I'm saying. These are all post members of 2000 that you guys need to transfer into your post. So when we spent $14 million to
Roger that.
Yeah, that's my thing about my Legion. It is good. I think if you try to get it done before noon, you may have more success. Oh, the other thing too, remember way back in the day, when we started using word processing, and you're typing, you gotta save. You're typing, you gotta save. You gotta save, that's the problem. You gotta refresh that screen, it'll save your data that you just put this new member in, or something, okay? Let me hold on here, let me ask, how many folks are lined up with your finances so you can pay directly rather than mailing in a check? Is anybody else doing that? Okay. I was literate for a year, and you know why I was literate for a year. But we went over, we did it, and we did our first test run, and it went pretty well. So now we're gonna do their other, payments and do things like this online, have a debit right out of our checking account, and it works pretty well. So I encourage you to take that leap of faith, that part of my Legion does work. And if you only do it, test it with a few people, you can still do the hard copy mailing. But I think as we become more familiar and get more faith into the system, and they fix the ones, they're gonna fix the ones eventually. And, I think the whole system will work better for the masses. All right, so we just have to give it a try. All right.
Absolutely.
Very
Thank you,
good
sir.
points. Very good.
Thank you.
Very good, thank you.
All right, anybody else have any thoughts, concerns?
Come on, guys, there's stuff going on. Tell us something good. Yes,
Sir?
Vice Commander at Kansas City. The message I've been getting at the last two regional meetings continues, which we should, about membership and how important that is. I'm a Vietnam War veteran. I've got the gray hair to show it, or white hair at this point. And my message is this: we have to find better ways to generate membership. And I think we're all working on that. I haven't heard much in terms of change from anybody on what we're doing to improve our membership. So a couple of things that we're doing, and that I'm doing, is I'm a member of some other organizations, and I always announce something about our post. Maybe it's a function that we are doing, inviting people to come. We host the 9/11 ceremony that this post presents for the city of Kansas City, and also the Veterans Day, and also one other event. And then we're cooking dinner at the Boys and Girls Club next week in Kansas City. We've got hopefully about 175 kids, roughly. And so that's an opportunity. I also put it in some of the church bulletins, and the churches are willing to do that if we have an event coming up, or just as the post is here. And so maybe that would be helpful to some of you who are trying to generate membership. How many of all four veterans are here today? That's my point. That's my point. We're not getting the younger membership. And we need to work hard on that if we're going to be here.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
To your point, sir.
Yeah.
To your point, sir. I've got a post in the southwest, almost to the county, city, or state line, has a population of about 900 members, or 900 people, I'm sorry. They are so active, and this is what the thing with branding, okay? What's so important to be active in your community. When you're walking around your community and they see that you're doing something in that community, I don't care if you're volunteering to clean up a park, okay, or build some ramps or whatever. They see you and your name is out there, your post number is out there, saying American Legion, post 49, post 100 from last night, I'm just thinking of, or whatever. Wear something that identifies your post. They see that. They see your members out there busy. My point to that was they have a population of about 900 people in there, and they're holding a meeting. They've had meetings, post meetings, and people walk in to their post meetings and want to join.
Use that vest as an example.
It's good,
It's a good example right here, this vest.
okay. But they walk in and they want to join because, and they ask them why. It's because they are busy in the community, very visible, getting their brand name out there. I can't stress that enough. So I think we got an example of that
Yeah,
right here.
Right here, Commander. Post 41 in Newport.
ahead.
We're gonna show everybody.
Some of the things that we try to do is, we didn't have any, means of getting, information out to our community and that. So we contacted our local newspaper, and we have a fellow that, works for the Young Vets.
Yeah.
And he prints stuff in the paper for us and
Fantastic.
that. And we also, started an honor guard.
There you go.
Heck yeah.
I'd like to amplify what he said. David back here, your commander, your district commander and I have been down to Post 41 several times and helped them try to get revitalized. Their past post commander. We went to a meeting down there. I helped install their officers that night. They had a full room in the steakhouse where they were holding their meeting because their building had been condemned. They took up a collection, okay? Do you remember how much you got that night?
It was at 1,000.
One guy was visiting from Florida, was up there looking for property, and put a $100 bill in the box, okay? That was to help buy those little uniforms like that gentleman's wearing, their vice commander's wearing over there, so they could go to Walmart and show who they are, so they could do a little fundraiser. Now they've got the building back. They're able to host meetings in their building. It's a historical building. It's on the historical listing. It was condemned. That's how far their post has come back. They had a meeting a couple months ago that you and I attended down there for assisted living folks. They set up a table down there. People were out there, knew who they were. Why? Because they're wearing a hat. They're wearing something that shows their allegiance. We just got to get out in the community. How many of you out here right now have membership applications in your pocket or in your car? Ooh, not good. How are you going to go out and recruit if you go out to Walmart, or if you go down here to the restaurant tonight or wherever and ask somebody to join? How are you going to get them to join? You got to tell them, like these gentlemen just spoke earlier, you got to know something about the Legion, about some of the programs. Remember one thing. Membership is not about the numbers. It's about numbers, but what the numbers mean for us. We can't support the programs if we don't have the membership. And we have more programs than any other organization in this country. And like your senior vice said earlier, you can't name all of them. You can't number all of them in one pillar. But if you know a few of them, if you know one or two of them, most of you know baseball, Boy State, we know children and youth, we know Boy Scouts, we know some of the youth programs, but what do you know about some of the other programs? Okay? Just educate yourself a little bit. Just look it up. You can go on legion.org, and you can go down there. There's publications for everything. Public relations. It can help you educate yourself on how to go out in the community. But when you go out, when you go to Walmart, when you go to the grocery store, carry those applications with you. They all help you out a lot. Thank you.
Now, I want to get back to what he started,
Yes, go ahead.
about doing a better job of recruiting. National has always sent out these direct mail solicitations, the DMSs, okay? And they don't really care if they have an email address or a phone number or whatever. If they got a valid check, they're going to take them and make them a member. But up until a couple of years ago, all of the so-called encumbered members, which is a DMS member that has been with the Legion less than 2 years, we weren't allowed their names. We weren't allowed access to those. If we had a post-revitalization and we had someone come down from National, they would bring those names with them and they would let us have them then. Well, myself and a few others started raising Cain about it, saying, see, because when I transferred all them people, I found out that they're waiting to hear from somebody. And if they don't hear from somebody, they think, well, they just got my money. They don't care about me. But I was getting them when they were brand new, just joined. Within a month, I was getting a list from Total every month and calling them every month. So we finally griped enough that they started giving us access to those encumbered D99 members. Okay? And then the next thing that I started complaining about was, give us the same tool that you're using when you mail it out. Let us do a $25 membership. Fantastic if you let us give away the little nice, but if you don't want to do that, let us do the $25 membership. And the national commander at the time said to me, he says, well, who's going to take the hit? I said, what hit? You've got zero invested in us getting this member. And you and the department can split the $25. Give us the same tools. I'm still saying that to national commanders, and I've got a few of them I'm good friends with, okay? And we're working on it, all right? But look, the best thing that you can do to recruit members is know your organization and make personal contact. Now, I'm going to tell you, you know, I fired a rifle at a funeral Friday. I held a rifle and fired in a Field of Flags dedication Saturday. I carried a rifle in a color presentation and Soldier's Cross for the Alchemia Shrine in Memphis on Sunday. All right. Well, also on Saturday night, I went to a meeting for a post. It was their annual meeting. You know, we had dinner at the middle school, and they fed us and all that. And they had the Boy Scouts present the colors and everything, you know. And I went back there. You know, I go around and I meet people before the meetings, and I give them my card and I talk to them a minute. You know, I did it with a lot of you guys. That's what I do. And I try to fix problems if I'm aware of them at that time. But anyway, I was talking to one of the scoutmasters. Yeah, he's an Army veteran. Okay. You remember the post? No. We come out and do their color presentation, blah, blah, blah. So after it was all over and I'd had my little spiel, a real young veteran came over with his son, who was one of the Boy Scouts, you know. And he's telling me, you know, some stuff. And I said, are you a member? He says, no, I'm not a member, but this is the second one of their things I've come to. You know, I told you I ran a sales force, okay? The first thing I learned in sales, if you don't ask for it, you ain't going to get it. I called the commander. I pulled my application out. I gave it to the young guy. I said, you know, we need $35. I called the commander. I said, Commander, help him fill this out. Let's get him signed up. He looked at the guy with me standing there and said, oh, you can go online and join and it'll all be, we'll get you. What?
Wow, all right.
What?
That's Commander needs to be
Okay, so we've got to do a better job in the field, all right? We've got to get ourselves educated so we know about this organization and everything that it does. Your GI Bill, we're responsible for it. The VA hospital, the disaster that it is, we're responsible for it. We started that. You need to know that. You need to be able to tell people about it.
Yep.
All right, so I agree. We need to do better on a national level of recruiting members. But look, there ain't anything out there that they can do that's going to compare with the personal contact that you make and the impression that you make by knowing something about your organization when you're talking to people.
Absolutely. Yeah, another thing you guys can do, and I can send you the template that I have. The department, they provide these little nice business cards, and on the back it has the a membership application. I have a template at home. I could email you guys if you guys want it. Send it out to you. You can print them off at your home. It's very cheap to buy some card stock and print those things off, so it's very easy.
Let me say
Go ahead,
something
sir.
else, okay?
Hit his balls off.
Here we go.
Keep it short.
You know, the membership application's in the pocket. Okay, so we were touring around with the national commander the other day, and we went down to Winchester, Tennessee, to do a radio show. And the post commander there said, I've been working on this guy at this radio station for years, you know.
Well, the national commander got in there with him, and the manager of the station and the DJ were both, well, the DJ's wife was a veteran, all right? Anyway, he's talking to him, yes, sir, I'll join. I whipped out the application, I said, here you are, Commander. He wrote the check.
Right there.
Right
There you
there.
go.
All right? Be prepared, Boy Scouts, be prepared. Know your organization.
Brian, do you have something else, sir?
Yeah, I did actually. The short things I wanted to discuss. The liability insurance for this building and your theft, wrongful insurance, I mean, everybody's covered. Everybody got their liability insurance for their building. That's wrong. To me, until you've had a lawsuit or you've had someone fall and break their leg and you're worried about whether they're gonna sue the Legion or not, it's never a problem until you do that, or until somebody steals the money, you know, so I listened to what you were saying about the blue mission blue, and in there is a caveat about the insurance. If you've had difficulty making your insurance. So, but the problem with that whole thing is listen to all the exclusions. All the things that are excluded, what we need. Maintenance of the buildings, I mean, all those things are excluded, but just to cover, the one thing I did see is with our insurance, so we go in and we apply, we'll look at that application again and see, perhaps we can go in and reach in for some money to help cover us on the insurance for this past year.
Your insurance premium, yeah.
Right.
If you've had
It
problems with
it
it.
is something that's eligible, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, guys, if you don't ask for it, you ain't gonna get it. If you do, you might get the $1,000.
Sir?
The other thing I wanted to discuss as a group here, how are we standing on being prepared for Boy State, Girl State, supporting the program? How many do we expect we're going to be able to sponsor this year with the class? I don't think they've got the packet for Boy State ready to go. Girl State has already sent their information out to the high schools. I mean, are we gonna, I mean, I know in the past, we supported 14 in our three high school area in Johnson City. I mean, I don't know what the rest of you are looking at being able to do this year for Boy State. I mean, is it ever that you have to have begun last month? If you're gonna go out and help these kids find sponsors and come up with that $350, that $400 in order to attend. So it's not too late, it's still not too late to start looking and helping them go. It's one thing to ask the schools to nominate some kids that want to go to Boy State, but then they're gonna turn around and say, how about some help here? And are we prepared to do that?
Now, Brian, understand, Boy State registration has remained at $350 per student. But we've got to maintain over 600 students to keep that at that level.
Right.
Our virtual thing was basically, it was a good program and it worked, but it cost us more than we made. So we lost money on the virtual. So if we get back in person this year, this coming year, we got to get the students in there. We've got to get those young men down there. The girls, the college raised the cost for the girls, they're $500 this year. So the boys are still $350. So understand, the more boys we send, and they've cut off I can only send one or I can only send three. You can send as many as you can,
Right.
that you can afford. So get out there and get them in there.
Absolutely. And we got 13 counties in the first district. There's no reason why each county couldn't send at least 2 people, because most of these counties have more than one Legion post. So there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to support 26 to 30 individuals going down to Boy State. I think we can make that happen. I'm pretty sure of that. Also, at the same time, since it is kind of like a political thing, put your local elected officials on the spot to assist in that endeavor and raising that money. I think if you do that, and they know that it's coming from the American Legion and a lot of veterans behind that, they're going to probably reach into that billfold and pull out some money to help you guys out. Maybe it's a little blackmail, maybe it's not. I don't know, but nothing criminal, by the way. Adjutant, sir, you had something? Sir, you had something?
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to flip on the other side. Looking at the room here, I'm probably the youngest in here. I'm 42 as an adjutant.
Oh, yeah, you got me by you.
Rogersville.
Yep.
Kind of hit on that recruiting side, y'all talking about. When I first retired in 2012, I was a
Brooke at the table. I'm like, hey, look, just got out of students on, losing everything on. They told me to come and see you guys. I had to wait 18 months to get paid for the VA. Now they get it when they come out. I'm like, hey, I moved where I wanted to sell everything, move to Florida. I'm like, man, if I can afford it for back cigarettes, I want to take family to Florida. They want to put me in the community down there. PTSD community. They collect the check. My wife and handle my finances. Alright. So he was playing Brooke, never looked up at him. He said, my war wasn't your war. He should have just got up and kicked me in the cross. I cried. So I just gave 12 years, active duty, wounded. And I'm like, I walked out in tears. They didn't care. But I'll tell you one thing, you know why I'm here? Because that American Legion guy took me in. He said, hey, come over here. I'll help you out. He put me in contact with everybody I needed. That's why I'm here today. Nothing against Vietnam veterans. I love you, but I would never join you for that reason. A lot of my guys my age are doing that because some of these legions out here are doing exactly that. They're stubbing that nose. Or when I want to run for adjutant, oh, he's too young. I'm 42-year-old. The guy I replaced was 80. I've been there 10 years. My commander here is loving to death. He's training me. He knows I want to be where he's at.
Good.
That's my goal. He knows that. From day one when I joined the Legion, right? I said, I want to be commander of this post. I want to help build it. We were setting, 260 members. We're at 370 today.
Here, here.
Okay?
It's a good deal.
Starting the riders program, we got 29 riders.
Yep. Cool.
January, I want to start the Sons program. I'm in communication with the Sons commander. There's things out there. Care. That's all I ask. Care. Take your young guy. If you get him in, teach him. Don't, oh, you're not my generation. Push him away. I love the, kind of change direction here. I love the online classes. Even though I don't get to attend, because sometimes it's our meeting. But I get to go back at night and watch it and learn. My commander teaches me things. He wants to teach me. He knows I'm replacing him. He's like, hey, he said, I'm going to vote for you. It don't matter the time. He knows, though, when he leaves and steps in, this is set in the back, and he says, hey, commander, folks, what are we doing today?
There you go.
He's above the hand of me, you know? Hey, where you from, man? He's going above me. But he's preparing for that. If you get a young guy in, preparing for it. Like you're talking about education. I spent 7 years in my American Legion in Warner Robins, Georgia. If you don't know where that's at, Post 172. They're big. You know, I sat there for 7 years and never went to the Legion camp ever. Because my commander sat the other side of the bar. His son was commander after him, and he was commander his son. I didn't know how to work this yet. You know, I had to try. You know, I see guys going to rain tapes and stuff like that. My commander makes sure I understand how to get there. I didn't know. I just sat there in the bar and drank a drink. He bought me a beer. You know, that's cool. You know, but my generation, we need those little things. Oh, yeah, no, but we want to take that initiative. But I got to know, like I tell him, he's got to let me know it's okay to do it. Go ahead. I'm sorry, but that's just the way we are. We're considered weak-minded nowadays. Not like you guys were, you know, not like you old guys. We're not mentally tough. I mean, I hate to say it, it's true. There's reason we lose 18 to 22 soldiers a day.
That's right.
I've stuck that pistol when I'm it gets home, I'll ever move. I've been there. You know, so I care. I'm trying to get back.
Mentorship.
Mentorship is right. That's exactly what we're trying to teach you guys to do it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hatchet. Thank you. Thank you. Commander.
Right on our
Commander
point.
Elkins,
Commander.
Commander Elkins, can you split him up? We all need him.
He's gonna be a district commander before long.
He hit right on the point that we're talking about.
Some point in time.
We all need
All
him.
right. Thank you.
Commander Elkins, American Legion Post 21.
Yep.
I got one question I really want to ask. Did I understand that Boy State this year, if it stays on campus, is $350?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Did I understand that Girl State on campus is $500?
Yes,
sir.
I am not going to tell my wife that when I go home. I will not.
Well, hopefully she's not watching.
Auxiliary.
Well, when she finds out from somebody else, tell her it's because,
Okay, but I will not tell her.
but tell her it's because,
I will sleep tonight.
yeah, but tell her it's because the college raised the fees for
Right.
them to have it there. David,
Yeah, it's not the auxiliary, yeah. But,
I want to stress one thing.
What?
Are they starting high maintenance on women early, or?
I want to stress one thing. What this young adjutant just said is everything we're trying to put in a nutshell.
Absolutely.
Mentorship. That's your future leaders. That's what we're trying to stress. Educate them, mentor them, welcome them in, get them busy. That's going to create the future of this Legion. No answers but kudos to you, Commander, for taking them under your wing.
here,
We should always be and look behind us, at least 5 years behind us. I know we do that in the department. Look 5 years behind us, trying to find out who we're bringing up next and who's ready to come up by mentoring.
right.
How many in this room, besides David, had the previous post commander, all you post commanders, mentor you? Thank you.
Wow.
There we go.
There's your answer right there.
You think about it, in the military, you know, whether you're in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, or even Space Force, whatever, what if you're taken out? What if you're not able to do your job? It could be illness, you could be shot, it could be wounded, whatever the case may be. Who's taking your position? Who's going to step up? You know, you have to have somebody that's ready to step into that role, you know, day one or in that first second. You know, it shouldn't be about the title, it shouldn't be about the position. And if you're in it for that reason, you're in it for the wrong reason.
Exactly.
This should be about the veterans. It should be about our community and state and nation, as we say, right? That's what it's about. It's not about me. It's not about the individual. It's about everybody else around us. It's about giving back. It's about the different programs that we have. Whether you're working one program or 2 programs or 10 programs, it doesn't matter. That's what it's about. It's about the 4 pillars, not about me, not about I, and it's not about a daggone bar, okay? But that's my 2 cents. Anybody else have anything by chance? Anybody else have anything else by chance?
Listen, I can take this hat off right now. I'm still a Legionnaire.
All right.
I'm still going to serve. That's what it's all about. It's got to be in you to desire to serve.
Yep.
No matter what.
Come July, that white hat will turn to a blue hat. He'll be back as a Legionnaire. He'll be former department commander. You know, he'll be right amongst us. So
I'll
it's
still
not
be serving.
it's not about title.
Nope.
It's about serving other people.
You know, about the mentorship thing. I'm the senior vice commander. The person that took my place as the West Tennessee vice commander is a member of my post. He took my place when I moved up from district commander. The district commander that took his place is a member of our post. So, you know, we mentor up. In the military, you're taught to learn the man's job. You know, Hal Moore in the movie We Were
Yep.
Soldiers Once. Learn the job of the man behind you and in front of you, because there will be casualties. Right? You commanders out there need to be mentoring your replacements now.
Past due.
You need to mentor up your young guys. Listen to them. Don't let them run the post 100%. You'll run off a bunch of the old guys, like the commander over here was telling me, you know. But listen to them. Try some of their ideas and be open to it. If you want new members, that's what you got to do.
All right.
You need a mentor.
Anything happens to me today, who takes over? This gentleman right here. I gets incapacitated. He takes over for me. We're working together. He learns, I learn. Together. So, put that under your hat, gentlemen, and go back to your post and please utilize it. Because if not, I hate to see the future of the American Legion if we don't have young people coming up behind us.
Absolutely.
So, it was started for a good purpose.
Is there any further business to come before the Legion?
I just have one last
Sir?
thing to say. How many of you in here, of your post, submitted your CPRs last year? Everybody? Should see at least 10 hands. Okay? The reason I ask that question is because
Yeah.
we have several thousand Legion posts throughout the country and 5 other departments. The national commander testifies before the Joint House and Senate VA committees the last week of February, this coming February, sometimes it's the first week of March. He uses those CPRs to force those committees in Congress to listen to us. And you got to understand, 2 million members, those are voters. Congress looks at us. Each one of those congressmen and women and senators look at us as votes. They don't care about whether we're American Legion or we're VFW, but when they look at our organizations, they look at a voting block. And we have over 450,000 veterans in this state alone. 450,000, we only got, well, last year we had 23,000 plus Legionnaires. That's a sad note. We're up there speaking for veterans. Our national commander is up there demanding Congress to support us and help us because we put our lives on the line to serve this country, and they're up there telling them, you are going to support us when we come back broken. So the more voices we have, the more they listen. The fewer voices they have, the less they'll listen.
Absolutely.
That's what membership does for us also. But everything you do in your post, everything you do out in the community, put it on that CPR, send it into the department so it can go to national, so our national commander can go up there and speak for us.
Yep.
Please.
Yep. That CPR, think of it as your post resume.
Right.
That's your own resume. You write, you fluff it up, make yourself sound really good, right?
And you can do
your
that.
NCOERs or whatever.
And you can add it every day, every week, every month you do something, put it on there. You don't have to hit that enter button until the last moment.
Do it on time.
Quick question.
Yes.
Last week I did edit CPR on my Legion. I still had nothing. Now, Adjutant Todd, when he came to Sevierville, he said November, my Legion CPR will go online. I'm almost out of November and I'm still not seeing it. Do you know if it's gonna happen?
Here again, what we've said before. I can sit here and say, yeah, it's going to happen, but when? We don't know.
So November's out.
Some of the CPRs on the Trophies and Awards Committee, which I've been on for 3 years now, and this year I'm the chairman of that committee. Last year in May when we did that, some of the CPRs that we did were under the new My Legion. So for some it's working, and for some it's not. And I'm going to tell you, it's a horrendous thing to try to figure it out because you go from 1 page to like 13 pages. Okay, so it's horrendous, but some posts are able to do it. I'm not positive why yours is having the problem.
If anybody's got any ideas, let me know, because I just checked it last week and I still couldn't have it.
I'll tell you what, send me an email with the question and let me follow up, because that's the only way I'm going to remember to do it, okay?
Thank you, James. Is there any further business to come before the Legion? Any further business to come before the Legion? Any further business to come before the Legion? Please remove your headgear or cover.
Let us go forth into the world in peace and dedicated to your service, O Lord. Let us hold fast that which is good, render to no man evil for evil, strengthen the fainted heart, support the weak, help the needy and the afflicted, and honor all men. Let us love and serve the Lord, rejoicing in the power of His Spirit, and may God's blessing be among us and remain with us always. Amen.
Amen. Cover. Face the colors. Hand salute. 2. Till we meet again, let us remember our obligation to our community can be fulfilled only by the faithful performance of all duties of citizenship. Let service to the community, state, and nation be ever a main objective of the American Legion and its members. Let us be ever watchful of the honor of our country, our organization, ourselves, that nothing shall swerve us from the path of justice, freedom, and democracy. Hand salute. 2. I now declare this meeting of the 1st District of the American Legion Department, Tennessee, adjourned.